Hello, JP.
Hello, TY. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. I'm doing
Oh, nice
pretty
to
good.
hear that.
Yes. So today on Across the Waters, we are going to be talking about loneliness. Loneliness is something that everybody deals with at one point or
Mm,
time in their lives.
yeah,
And yeah, it doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter how rich or poor, it does not matter. Everyone has experienced loneliness, and no one
loneliness.
likes,
Yeah.
yeah, and no one likes how it feels. And it's normal to feel lonely at times, but we want to try to focus on that you're not alone and some things that you can do when you do find yourself in that place. And we want to hear from you too. So please like, share, and leave a comment. And most of all, subscribe so that you will not miss these videos. So let's get started. So, JP, when you're lonely, what do you think? So, what would you say is the difference of being alone and then lonely?
Okay. The difference of being alone is when you're alone, you just want to have a privacy where you can maybe meditate, pray, um, you know, maybe read, make a research, and you just want to be alone. You don't want disturbance, you don't want distractions, you want to figure out something. That is, what I can describe as being alone to me, personal. So, but when it comes to loneliness is something that it's not a very good, it's not a very good thing. Loneliness, I can attribute that to, you know, um, sad, sad moment. Loneliness is when you doesn't feel fulfilled, when you doesn't feel like when you feel like nobody understand you, because you can be in the midst of crowd and still be lonely. You get? So loneliness is when you are not in the right mode, when you are not having someone who understand your state at that moment. Loneliness is when you don't have companionship. Some people you are not among people who actually give back what you give, and someone who appreciates your kind of person. So you feel just being like nobody understand you, you're just by yourself. And no, there are loneliness in so many places. Loneliness among spouses, maybe when you don't have a spouse, you don't have someone to talk to, you're lonely, you don't have someone to play with. You can also be lonely in that way. And you can be lonely, you don't have a right partner. You can be married and still be lonely. You can be among friends and still be lonely, because maybe of kind of friends you have, they don't really understand your kind of person. You are giving, but you are giving all you got, but nobody really understand your own needs, and nobody is giving back to you, so you can feel lonely in that way. So loneliness is when you are sad about the stage where you are. So loneliness and being alone is different.
Very good insight. I like how you mentioned how being alone does not equate to being lonely. They can be, because you can be alone.
Yeah.
um, like you mentioned, being alone, some people prefer just to be alone. They don't really want to be around the crowd. They just like being alone sometimes. Now, if you are a loner, that I don't think is good. But because a loner is somebody who doesn't like being around people and they just like they're a hermit. Some people call it a hermit, but they're a loner. Like some people say, "Oh, that's a loner." They don't like being around people. And that's not healthy. It's a difference in you just want some alone time and you just maybe want
I'm
to.
I want I'm sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but what you just said about someone who is being a loner, in your own perspective, there are some people who are very emotionally sensitive. When they are around people who doesn't value them, and some people have speech um syndrome, like they don't know how, I mean, their speech are not kind of fluent. Some people are not eloquent, so they tend to keep quiet. They tend to mind their business. They tend to be on their own shell rather than facing criticism, rather than facing you know how can I put it? Maybe they are trying to express their self, and someone immediately cut them off. So this be a person is not like they don't like people, but they just don't like people. They just don't like to be around people who hurt them emotionally. So we have different type of people. I am different person. We have different type of people. So, and we are all brought up in different ways, and we all have different childhood upbringings and memories and things that we've experienced. So a lot of people, and you might say, oh, someone is being known, someone might be a loner, like they don't see someone, they don't know how to see someone who understand them, what they are going through. People, when they share what they are going through, people tend to misunderstand them. So they've learned this over time and tend to like hold that to themselves. So that's the way which they feel they are happy. So loner is not someone who is lonely. To me, I can attribute someone who is loner to be someone who is lonely, because someone who is lonely had people in their life. Maybe that person is far away from them, and now they don't even they can reach out to that person, and they feel like, oh wow, they're just lonely. They miss that person, they can talk to that person. They're just lonely because these other people don't understand them. So I can categorize that kind of people as people who are lonely. They don't have anybody to talk to. They don't have anybody to express their feelings to. So, boy, a loner, they have one person. They have person who they can talk to, but they just don't talk to everybody. I don't know if you get my point of view. They just don't talk to everybody. So to me, that's a loner. But someone who is lonely, it's lonely is a feeling of not having some person to talk to, not having person to express yourself and communicate whatever you're going through with.
Yeah. Yes, when I think about how like a person who say like they say I'm lonely, it's like because you can feel lonely even in a crowd of people. And so I think it's a mind, like it's like a you feel like wow, you may feel like I have no one that understands me, like you mentioned, or I don't have anyone to talk to. They may be talking to me. I mean, but no, they may be talking, but they're talking over me and not like really at me. They're talking, but you can tell that they're not really engaged with me. So, and it can also be a sense of just feeling like, hmm, no one's really interested in me. So that can be something. Maybe it could be a physical proximity situation, a physical loneliness where you're by yourself and you enjoy the company of another person, or you enjoy the company of people, and certain circumstances may not allow for you to be with other people. So that is that is what I when it comes to loneliness. So let's talk about, I want to mention, when you find yourself in that place of feeling lonely, some things that you can do that can help. I mentioned prayer. I mentioned try to find somebody, even though it may be hard to do, but try to find someone that you can help. Try to find someone that maybe you haven't talked to in a while. So call them up and just let them know, hey, I was just calling to check on you to see how you're doing. So one of the parts of being getting out of loneliness is getting involved with other people, talking to, people, seeing
Mm.
how you can help someone else and not just think about your own situation. So, in other words, seeing how you can serve in some kind of way to get you off of yourself. Um, some other temporary things you can do: watch some funny videos. Um, you can not
Watch,
only,
watch
yeah,
movie, watch movie, go out like TY. You know, TY
yeah.
goes out on a walk a lot and goes a lot. Is
Oh,
walking stuff. Uh, So you need to do what TY does. She can be your coach. She does walk. She go on walk, and she love what's it called? Is it Sasuna? I think she loves Sasuna so much, and she love going to the gym, which helps you, exercise your
yes,
body, and which is a very good
yes,
thing to do.
yes.
So you don't need to be. I mean, being lonely, like a book I was reading today, the Bible. The book was like, I think, is it by Brian Tracy? Yeah, I think like Brian Tracy. Like the title of the book is No Excuse, and he said something. He said you need to mirror yourself first, and you need to know yourself. You need to know your inner person. When you know yourself, then you can be confident to showcase yourself and to be in somebody else's life. When you knows your flaws, you know your own, inadequacies, things that you will likely do that you don't like. Write them down, work on those things. And when people come into your life, don't be defensive. Don't be defensive. Just take things as though that's what it is. Be fun, catch fun, go out by yourself. You don't really need to have, friends. Just go out by yourself. Take some zip, like, buy some sharp man, buy some juice. I mean, just take little because of, diabetes, stuff like that. But just have fun. Like Tiwa love fun a lot. I know she love fun. So we need
Okay.
to understand that loneliness is something that we we accept. So when you feeling lonely, watch movie. You watch movie, call a friend for a long time friend. Just talk them. Don't talk about your problems. Don't talk about your issues. Just talk to them and find a YouTube channel like our YouTube channel. You need to watch our YouTube channel, like the ones that makes you laugh, that can make you smile, makes you feel good about yourself. Because here we give you words of encouragement from a both hand, from US, from America, Nigeria. We give you different kind of topic. So loneliness is happens in everybody's life. One way or the other, there's going to be a point in life in everyone's life that loneliness is gonna kick in. But how you handle it is what determines if you're gonna be lonely for a long time or you're just going to be lonely for a temporary moment. But you need to have a hobby. My hobbies, I love reading. I love reading and I love being on my computer. It's my hobby. And I love doing music. I can just sing. These are my hobby. So I don't feel loneliness. And if I want to talk to friends, I can be very, very vocal and I'll talk to my friend. So I'm a very high spirit person. So please do not be lonely. Loneliness is not good because it can cause depression, and we don't pray that for anybody. So find a hobby. Find a hobby. Find something you love doing. Even if it's skipping rope, even if it's going to the gym, just do something and you'll be fine. God bless you. TY, can
Yeah,
you take it from
that
there?
yeah, and I'll just add to that. So JP is right. I'm actually going to go on a walk after I'm going to
You
go
see
on a
right
walk.
there?
I'm going
Yeah.
to and the thing about it, what it does is that um it not it's not only good for your body walking, there is health benefits. It's also for me, I turn it into sometimes a prayer walk, and it's just a way to just get out into nature. And it's I like either my best times of walking are either early in the morning or in the evening, like when the sun is starting to kind of sunset. And I tell you, it just does something for you. And going to the gym, the reward after going to the gym, some might say, oh, the gym is work, but you know what? Not, I mean, when you go, it's transforming for your body. To everybody, it's going to do something different. Like to some people, it's losing weight. For others, it's building muscle. And also, I like going into the sauna afterwards because it's just relaxing and whatnot. And so, not only are you doing something good for your health, but it's also, it releases some type of stuff. I forgot, but that's good for your body. So, those are some things that you can do. So we would like to hear from you. So leave comment about what you do when you feel lonely. So any last words, JP?
Okay, this is my last word to everyone. Please take this before we go. Whatever you feed grows. If you feel loneliness, it grows. And if you feel to be alive and be lively and live life and have a hobby, then that's part of you. So choose to always feed the right thing. Don't feed the wrong thing. If you feed loneliness, it's gonna have control over you. But if you feed to be alive, to enjoy yourself, to have a hobby, then that becomes part of you. So do have a nice day, everybody, or night, wherever you're watching from. Bye.
Until next time. Bye.